All right, picking up where we left off on this Canton and Stellar related debacle with the July, October timeframe and what blockchains the DTCC are going to utilize. All right. We all know that the DTCC in the recent video breakdowns that I made, if you all have been tracking these last two updates and the research that I've been doing via the CYPRX research team and what they've been sharing, we've had confirmation verbally on two networks, and that is Canton and Stellar. And there's a lot of speculation on what chain is going to be announced next. And I'm not here to speculate on that. I'm not here to make some false hope up to you guys and be like, I think it's going to be the XRPL or I think it's going to be, I don't know, Ethereum or just whatever. I'm just here to show you all what they say so that way you guys can make your own assumptions based off of what the people that work at the DTCC are telling you and not so that way it's like Cypress is posting a document and speculating on it, and that's why I believe, right? I'm trying to take information directly from the source. So I hope that you all, as my followers and people that are a part of CyPRX, respect that and appreciate that because most people that create content on the internet just feed you a bunch of their beliefs. And most of the time, it's not accurate information. So directly from the source in the horse's mouth, we come back over here to the Solana Accelerate conference that took place this year. And we're going to listen to Nadine Chakar today in this video breakdown. And then I'm going to go over kind of what I'm doing with my Solana in the moment earning yield, why I'm stacking it from an institutional standpoint and perspective, considering that the market is down, what the institutions and what the banks are focused on right now. And that we're seeing levels on Solana that we haven't seen since 2023, which again, in my personal opinion, long-term is a phenomenal investment opportunity, not financial advice. That is my personal opinion. So listen to what Nadine Chakar says. I hope I'm not butchering her name. I probably am. But listen to what she says, because this to me sounds like verbal confirmation that they, in the near future, when they announce more and multiple blockchains, are going to make an announcement on Solana. Listen to what she says here.
Well, the market's technology.
Got it. All right. Well, I like to keep it spicy per usual, and we're at the Solana Accelerate conference.
So we're going to accelerate.
We're going to accelerate. You were at Breakpoint last year. So can you please share your thoughts on Solana? And how are we thinking about it from a blockchain selection standpoint?
We are.
What can you share with us?
What can I share with you? Well, I'm here, so that should say it all. But we are examining Solana and working with the leadership and others. Again, it will be driven by client demand. We're also we need to understand its fit with our technology. Can it add value? Is it as secure as we need it to be? So we've got some work, but we would like it if our clients want to have it as part of our offering. But we still have a little bit more. So Nick, if you're listening to me, you need.
Y'all just heard what she said, right? She said it fits with our technology. So she just verbally confirmed that Solana fits with the DTCC's technology stack. She also said that we would like to offer it to our clients if they would like it, right? And then she also said we would like to work with Solana. So again, now I feel like that's good speculation to assume because you got verbal confirmation from her herself and she works at the DTCC that they would like to work with Solana, right? I've never once heard anybody from the DTCC come out and say, we would like to work with the XRP ledger and Ripple, right? And I hold a shit ton of XRP. I would love for them to come out and say that, but I'm not about to be the influencer that just comes out and says, oh, the DTCC is going to pick XRP up, because they've never actually said that, right? But they did just actually say that they want to work with Solana. So I'm going to buy some Solana. Why? Because now that to me is verbal confirmation that in the near future, that portion of $100 trillion that the DTCC is trying to tokenize on multiple different blockchains, Solana to some extent, even if they were to just get $100 billion of that money, which is still a lot, would put Solana at a much higher price than it is today, is possible. And so an investment thesis off of that information, I feel like is a lot sounder than just aimless speculation because we want it to be right. Right. Again, I would love for them to come out in the next couple of months and be like, look, we're doing this on XRP, on Hedera, on all these blockchains that I hold, Quant, XDC, right? But they haven't yet. But what they have done is they have verbally announced Canton, Stellar, and Solana. And so that's what I'm trying to show you guys in this video material so far that I've been creating on the YouTube, is that we are starting to get verbal confirmation of these institutions telling us what chains they're choosing. So we are entering into an era where we have to stop speculating that these institutions are going to choose chains And we have to start addressing what they're telling us. And they're choosing certain chains. And so, again, I'm still going to speculate on the other ones, but I'm not going to sleep on the ones that they are announcing. And I'm adding those to my portfolio. So I've been buying Canton aggressively. I've been buying some Stellar aggressively. I've been buying now Solana aggressively, right? So, in my personal opinion, makes a lot more sense than the aimless speculation that has existed over the last 10 years. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Nobody knows if we're right or wrong. I'm not here to say that I'm right over anybody else. I'm just here to say that I'm trying to base my investment thesis off of facts and not opinions. So coming over here, I said Solana trading at sub 70 for the first time since 2024. I need to rephrase this now because it's now 2023. Meanwhile, major announcements like this are making headlines. While retail argues over price predictions, global payment giants are quietly building the future. Excuse me. MoneyGram has officially joined Solana's infrastructure ecosystem and become a validator on the network. Not a market partnership, not a pilot program, a direct infrastructure commitment. And so this was recently announced from MoneyGram. This was from this past week. I believe it was from the beginning of the week, June 21st or 22nd or something like that. But just listen to what it says here. It says MoneyGram has spent the past several years integrating blockchain into their payment infrastructure. And everything we are building now leverages this foundation. Engaging with Solana is the next step in that journey. That to me is huge verbal confirmation that Solana is going to be a part of financial infrastructure that literally I know so many people in my own personal life and just growing up in general, having used MoneyGram for wire transfers and money transfers. And it's telling you right here that some of that infrastructure is going to be built on Solana. All right. So again, just considering where price is at and what they're verbally announcing, I'm adding some of it to my portfolio. Looking at price real fast, right? I said that we are seeing levels that we have not seen in years, literally going on 3 years now. We just tapped into roughly about $60 the other day, and we haven't seen those levels on the daily chart since back in 2023. So even if there was another drop to the downside on Solana because Bitcoin experienced some mass liquidation event due to some carry trade unwind or some drastic risk off happening, I still think in terms of risk to reward to the downside, even if Solana were to continue down to its multi-year lows, which comes in at, let's just say roughly around 10 to 15 bucks, this seems like a good risk to reward investment for me. The downside risk here versus the upside reward, even if we consolidated or dropped lower from where we currently stand, outweighs itself. So now for me, considering what's happening in the market, Solana is a good investment for my portfolio. But I don't just think that price appreciation alone is enough. So what else have we been participating in here in the CYPRX community? It's putting yield bearing assets in our portfolio. So that way in times like what we're experiencing now, where the market is constantly bullish, then bearish, and it drops lower, we're still seeing accumulation and growth in our portfolio because we're taking yield that we're earning on these assets like Solana, XRP, XLM, Hedera, HBAR, right? In some other cases, XDC, and we're compounding that every single day. And so that's also what the banks are doing and what the banks are preparing for. And they're making announcements that they're preparing this for digital assets like Solana. So it says here, this is directly from Zodia Custody from 17 hours ago. For a bank building a digital asset custody offering, assets held in custody by default sit idle. Coming over here, this is that announcement from them. Inside the Zodia Custody Solutions ecosystem, and we know Zodia Custody Solutions back in 2024 enabled the ability for major leading institutions to earn yield and access staking on Solana. And they're just updating this now saying what? It says here, when a bank holds traditional assets in custody, those assets are put to work. Cash earns interest, securities can be lent, and collateral generates financing revenue. Custody is not just safekeeping of arrangements, it's an active part of the institution's economics. Then down here, what I found the most interesting is it says, over the next 2 to 3 years, which puts us when? Right before 2030. Staking is likely to become a standard component of institutional digital asset custody offerings in the same way that cash management and securities lending became embedded into traditional custody products over time. So why on earth as a retail investor in this space that can earn 7% on Solana staking right now and experience price appreciation over the next couple of years, would I not be trying to stack the shit out of some Solana right now? Considering that we just heard from the DTCC that they want to work with them, considering that MoneyGram just partnered with them to build infrastructure for the future of finance, and institutions are here telling you all that this is going to become a standard for traditional finance, where they're going to need, literally, the standard is they're going to have to earn yield. So as a retail investor, I want to be earning some yield too. Where am I doing that on right now? I'm coming over here to the XPR network and the loan protocol, which right now just experienced a major flywheel of DeFi TVL ranking increase and just surpassed the freaking Xrpl for the first time ever. This is insane. So XPR Network is flying up the DeFi TVL rankings. They posted this just the other day, June 22nd, from overlooked to impossible to ignore. XPR Network is now sitting in the same TVL rankings as other major layer ones and ecosystems while offering something most of them still don't, zero gas fees. And you can see this is back from the 22nd. XPR Network is sitting right underneath Adara in terms of DeFi TVL. And XRPL is sitting down here slightly above Algorand, but Algorand and XRPL have now been overtaken by XPR Network DeFi TVL. Here's the recent DeFi Llama update. You can see XPR Network still briefly sitting above XRPL and Algorand, which is crazy to see. But over on the MetalX app and Loan Protocol, you can earn 6.63% on your Solana. Now, I'm not telling you all, this is not financial advice to go over there and expose yourself to protocol risk to earn yield. I know what I'm risk tolerant enough in my portfolio. Some of my Solana might be working here. Some of my Solana might be working somewhere else. All I know is that right now I'm taking advantage of earning yield by staking or lending out Solana because I know institutions are about to do the same damn thing, right? And don't take that from me. Take that from Fidelity Digital Asset Management, who obviously, of course, in terms of traditional financial retirement investments, Fidelity is a major asset manager conglomerate. Listen to what the digital representative from Fidelity Asset Management says about Solana staking being embedded into traditional financial portfolios.
Capital or just institutions. When people say the institutions are coming, we've kind of looked at this progression of the adoption of blockchain markets from the standpoint of building investment products where customers can get access to and hold crypto assets. And when we saw the launch of the ETFs about 2.5 years ago now, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, or maybe it was a long time ago, but they were a long time coming and introducing mainstream investors to be able to get access to crypto assets directly in their investment portfolios and not have to futz with what does it mean to open up a crypto wallet and decide what custodial and security solution to have. So that was the first phase. Next phase of institutional capital is really coming through the ability to use tokenized assets on chain. Introducing ways to be able to package on-chain investment capabilities such as yield generation, where the Solana and this next generation of ETPs offer staking yield as a way to be able to deliver on-chain investment capabilities in the form of yield in a traditional wrapper, is another form of that continuing the continuum of institutional adoption. And then,
So she just said the next phase of institutional adoption is earning yield on your digital assets. And that's coming directly from Fidelity themselves. It's just crazy to me that this is the information that is available at our fingertips right now. And we have a responsibility for our bloodlines to make a decision, to take the chances, to take the risk if you can accept it, and to hopefully grab a piece of the pie that's coming of the trillions of dollars that is about to flood on chain. And I believe that Solana, based off the information that I'm showing you, is going to be one of those chains that survives in the future and takes a percentage of that market share. So that's my spiel for today's video breakdown. Anyways, blessings to you guys and gals. I'll see you all possibly tomorrow, if not Monday morning.